out in previous classes?
No.
Okay. Okay, so let's start with the disaster recovery options. Now, what do you understand by disaster recovery? What it could be?
It could be related to backup or load balancing, auto scaling.
No, load balancing and auto scaling is there. Apart from this, anything, it's like apart from load balancer and auto scaling, if they are providing any other. What is the meaning of disaster recovery itself? Like a word called disaster recovery.
Like what if anything happened with the server, we can recover the data.
Yes. So okay, so disaster recovery option in the cloud is like, see, AWS itself is doing lot many things to recover or the like to secure our data. Like when we store a data in S3, automatically they create a 3 files, right? Like 3 backup files in a different availability zone automatically. So there are so many things they are doing by themselves, but still you want to be sure because you can't lose your data, so you want to be sure to apply the disaster recovery also, because see, in the worst case scenario there might be a chances that anything could happen to your data. So to control that, we have a lot many disaster recovery options in the cloud. So let's just discuss about all those stuff. So disaster recovery strategies available to you within AWS can be broadly categorized in 4 approaches, okay, ranging from the low cost and low capacity of making backup to more complex strategy using multiple active region, right? Active passive strategy use an active site such as AWS region to the workload host the workload and several traffic. The passive site such as a different AWS region is used for recovery. Like for example, they are having a lot many approaches for backing up the data, and multiple active regions you can go and create, and low range of data you can create, or low complex data you can create. But we have one more strategy that is called active passive strategy, where we can design a server, one server actively working and the another server at a passive mode. We can design that passive server into the AWS different region. The passive site does not actively serve the traffic until a failover event is triggered. Now the last line is saying, suppose we have designed a strategy or the approach, like we will have one active servers and we will have one passive server. So active server is working fine, but until and unless that server will fail and the trigger goes to passive server, then only it will come into the picture. So this is what they are saying. Passive server will never be work all the time. It will only work when the traffic hit the failover condition, okay. It is critical to regularly access and test your disaster recovery strategy so that you can have a confidence in invoking it should it be become necessary. Use AWS Resilient Hub to continuously validate and track the resilience of AWS workload, including whether you are like to meet your RTO or RPO target. Now see, this is very important part here. We have 4 strategies in disaster recovery. One is backup and restore, pilot lighting, warm standby, and multi-site active, right? So here what happened is, we have 3 strategies under active part. So Like for example, in backup and restore, what happened is RTO and RPO. Now what is the meaning of RTO and RPO? First let's just understand that. RTO and RPO means recovery point objective, and RTO is recovery time objective. Now what is the meaning of this is, let's see an example. Okay, this is my machine. This machine's daily process some data and it generates some output. So let's say it starts generating output A, B, C, D, E, F, like that. It is generating the output. Due to some reason, while generating this E, this machine got failed, or maybe by generating F, this machine got failed. But we don't know when this machine got failed. So there are two terms called RTO and RPO. So RTO means how much time you require to recover this machine. Like for example, this machine is very critical. We can't afford the millisecond of downtime. But still that machine got failed. Then to recover that, at least for example, they need a 2-3 minutes. Okay, so that 2-3 minutes extra time which is required to recover this machine is known as RTO. RPO is like recovery point objective. In this case, machine will get recovered immediately. Like for example, every time whenever this data is generating like this, daily this machine is taking a backup. Like this is 1 day backup, 2 day backup, 3rd day backup, 4th day backup. Every day it is taking a backup also, right? So recovery point objective, in that case we can restore the machine for the last point where it was working fine. So let's take an example. It was working fine till E. So what we can do, we can restore that machine to E. We only lose F. So how much data we are okay to lose is known as RPO. How much time we are okay to lose is RTO. That's it. Understood? Or how much time we can give to recover the disaster. Because see, at the end of the day, the 2-3 minutes that server is not available, people are getting lost only. Either the point is they will have one more machine in the standby, they can make it as an active machine, but still to make this machine active, it will take minimum 1 minute. So that 1 minute also the data will be in loss. Okay. Any doubt?
No.
Okay, so here this is the RTO and RPO, like a track where you will get a lot many like example. So here what happened is backup and restore, the RPO and RTO, the low priority use case, provision all the AWS like this. So here what happened, the RTO and RPO is high. Like in backup and restore, it will take too much time to backup or to restore, so there might be a chances that your RTO is high and RPO is also high, right? But we should design a system where we can get lowest RTO and lowest RPO, right? So but the problem is, under backup and restore strategy, there is a high RTO and high RPO. But in pilot light, what happened is data is live, service is ideal, only the service is ideal. So provision some AWS resources and scale after the event. So here what happened, RTO and RPO is like 10 seconds of minutes. Like it's like 10 seconds of minute. What does it means is, let me understand more. Where is that page where all the features are mentioned? Okay, I'll search that features page and then I'll tell you. Warm standby, it's like RTO and RPO is in minute. Okay, so 10 seconds of minute is what I understood is like every 10 second is you will lose the 1 minute of data, I guess. Okay, now multi-site active is like where you will get low RPO and low RTO, but the cost is very high. If you go and see the dollar, here only single dollar cost, here double dollar cost, here triple dollars cost, but here 4 times dollar cost. To serve your lowest RTO and RPO, they need to create a active like multi-site is like they might be creating a 10 to 15 servers for you, all are active state. But in here all these three, they are following the active and passive approach. Okay, now let me go to this page. Where is that page? Yes. Page. Okay. Okay, still now this part, this is important. Did you understand this 4 act strategy and RTO and RPO?
Yes.
Okay, so here if you go and search DR, or there is one screen called disaster recovery. So you will get the screen like related with the disaster recovery also. That's the elastic disaster recovery. This is a little bit different from the DR. So whatever DR which we have learned right now is like a strategy with that we can apply. Okay, but that is automatically like that will be maintained by AWS only. They will create that for you, where like you just need to configure and everything they will manage. So it's like a very costly service and everything is different, but that's not, it's like out of the syllabus things. So we just only need to understand this much, that what is disaster option are available in the cloud. And one more thing, see, there are different type of disaster recovery or different kind of disaster recovery are like on premises to on premises, on premises to AWS, AWS cloud to AWS cloud. Like for example, you can create on premises your active site in on premises, and the passive site is also in on premises. You can create on premises as an active site and you can create AWS as a passive site. That is known as a hybrid model. Okay, you can create a active site in AWS a different A region or passive site in a different region. So these kind of 3 things also we follow under disaster recovery. So this much is more than enough for the exam. Okay, and out.
No.
Okay, now what is the storage gateway? So see, storage gateway, what is storage gateway, why it is being useful, that what help it is providing? It is like, see, AWS storage gateway is like provide on-premises application with access to a virtual unlimited cloud storage. Now, for example, we have a application which is running in my on-premises infrastructure, okay, but that application generates or store a lot of data, like unlimited data, and it is very difficult for you like to manage that much of data in on premises, like it will cost you more. So what you can do, you can run your application as it is, the way it is working. you can store your data into cloud using storage gateway. Storage gateway store unlimited data. That's it. The main point is they store unlimited data. Okay, like, and deliver a low latency data access to on-premises application while leveraging the agility, economics and security capabilities of AWS in the cloud. So how does it work? So see, this is my on-premises, right? My application is running, my backup server, application server, everything is running here. So what we do, we just attach one storage gateway in between, and the transaction or the data which is going will be with the help of direct connect or with the help of internet, and that connection will also be secure, and all the data will be stored in the cloud, where you can apply a lifecycle rule, where you can apply a like backup or integration or automation, anything where you can apply on your data. But since here in the on-premises, it is just only running your application where you are getting some data and you are storing that data using storage gateway into into the cloud. Okay, now you will definitely get the one question in your exam related with the storage gateway, and one question related with the VPC endpoint. So just go and read those services very carefully. Okay, now the main point what I am trying to explain here with this storage gateway is like we have this 4 features. Okay, so one is file gateway. Now file gateway is nothing but the data is stored in the form of files like this HTTP request. It goes to the HTTP request. Now we have Amazon FSx file gateway also. FSx is like a little bit higher side, that's it, nothing more. Okay, the high that fully managed file share in Amazon FSx for Windows file servers. Okay, and file gateway is like for a Linux machines, that's it, then nothing more than that. And tab gateway is nothing but the data is stored in the tab file, that you know the older way of storing this, like they created tabs and they store that data into their premises. The data mainly for the deep archive and the flexible retrieval of under Glacier will be stored in this particular segment, that tab gateway. And volume gateway is nothing but they create a volumes like EBS volumes and all those stuff like this. Okay, hardware appliances, what is that? Hardware appliances is like that, they store a data into the hardwares like this. Okay, nothing like extra thing which we require to learn. Also these some of the services which I am taking right now is also not required to do the practical, because obviously you can't do that practical by yourself right now. Okay, but
in the third one, it is a cloud, right? Like in the cloud, it's storing in the disk.
yes, everything is done by the cloud only, AWS only. We are not doing. Just go and watch this video also. It will help you to
So
understand.
what's the difference between the fourth one? This one.
This hardware appliance?
Yeah.
See, the AWS Storage Gateway hardware appliance is a physical standalone validated server configuration for on-premises deployment. It comes preloaded with the storage gateway software and provide all the required CPU and memory and network and SSD. It's like see what it is saying, SSD cache resources for creating a configuration, file gateway and volume gateway and tab gateway. The storage gateway hardware appliance is designed to provide you with a simple out-of-box experience that you does not require any additional infrastructure and is managed for the AWS console and API. What I understood is here this storage gateway and the hardware has been provided by AWS just to manage your data more granularly, like where you will get the more and the higher CPU and all those stuff, and that ultimately that data goes and store with the help of like where like to configure the file gateway, volume gateway or tab gateway. See, the storage gateway hardware appliance is designed to provide you with a simple and out-of-box experience that does not require any additional infrastructure. It's like they are providing you this box or this strategy where you can store your data just like the way you are storing your data in your data center. And maybe I guess maybe it's like they are providing this hardware to on premises, not in the cloud. Let's just watch this 2 minutes video.
Today's storage gateway comes in
are you able to hear the voice, or let me share the screen once again with the voice? Let's share the computer science start now.
two main implementations. One could deploy this service virtually in cloud, or you could deploy it locally in your data center. The latest option is called AWS Storage Gateway Hardware Appliance. And the biggest advantage it offers is low latency for your applications hosted locally. You could deploy AWS Storage Gateway Hardware Appliance in 5 easy steps. From Amazon console, first of all, you request hardware appliance in configuration, what seems to be right for your project. Then, of course, you purchase this appliance, and when it arrives, you rack it in, complete cabling setup, boot it up, and establish connectivity to your new appliance. After that, you should be able, from Amazon Web Console again, activate this appliance, adding type of gateway you want to use on top of hardware storage gateway. On the configuration side, besides S3 access policy already mentioned, storage gateway appliance will require additional IP addresses, few proxy and firewall settings.
Okay, so did you understand or not?
Yes.
I understood, but so the point is that storage gateway device is present in your own premises, not in the cloud. You are correct. And that device is being provided by AWS. You just need to go and order it from AWS console, and they will give you that. You need to cable it with your data center, attach it, and you can good to go with that. And it's like it's quite like it will provide you low latency. So this is known as a storage gateway hardware appliance. A dedicated physical appliance for on-premises deployment. Understood? One by one. So AWS SES is, it's like an email service which will help us to get the emails from anything, like get a reliable and scalable email to communicate with the customer at the lowest industrial price. Okay, that's it. The email configuration service. Okay, so like fully managed service which is being provided by AWS. So by the name only you will understand. There might be 100% chances that you will not get any question related with SES, but at least you should be aware that there is one service which provide an email configuration also. Okay. Okay. Now next one is, yes, this is important. You will get the question from this, like AWS Trusted Advisor. Now, what is the meaning of AWS Trusted Advisor? What is the use of this Trusted Advisor is? Definitely, this is like an extra cost which you need to pay. Now, what does it means? See, you have AWS infrastructure, you have designed many services you have purchased from AWS, and everything was working fine in your AWS account. Okay. Now, the point is, it's very difficult to identify sometimes when there is a large infrastructure that which particular service is causing you a extra cost. Like for example, in your infrastructure you have created 10 S3 buckets, okay, and like 2 buckets are there which is not in use since long, unnecessary it has been created, that is not attached with your infrastructure also, but still you are paying the cost. So with the help of Trusted Advisor is, if you will attach your Trusted Advisor, you will buy this service, it will monitor the complete infrastructure of your AWS automatically, and it will always give you the best practices and which one is the extra causing you and all those stuff. So it's like an advisory person, not like exactly a person, it behave like a person which monitors your all the infrastructure, and it will help you to reduce the cost, improve performance and improve security. Okay, the main job is the Trusted Advisory things. Now if you go and see that, it's again, you just need to go and log in into the AWS console and you will be able to buy this particular Trusted Advisor. Yes, you need to pay the extra cost for this. Like see, there are 4 types of plans are available to buy that. For developers plan, like for $29, business is like $100, enterprise is like $5,500, and like enterprise is the $1,500. Okay, like this. So you will get this supporting plans where it will help you. Yes, we have more plans also like this, see, which will help you to save the cost of your infrastructure. By looking these things, it seems like that why to pay unnecessary $29 or $100, but when it comes to a big infrastructure, $100 is not the more cost, because it will save you the billions of dollars for you. Okay, Trusted Advisor, optimize performance and security, that's it. Like here, you just go and create it. Right now nothing has been created, that's why it is showing that 0 action and all those stuff, but you can create. Okay, understood what is Trusted Advisor?
Yes.
Okay. Placement group, I already told you, placement group is like nothing but like in AWS what happened, we already discussed this placement group earlier when I was discussing like instance store or something. See, we have a lot many racks available in AWS, right? Like this is the data center rack where all the servers and everything has been present. So we can design, like for example, I am buying a 5 EC2 machines. Okay, so what I can tell to AWS, keep my all the 5 machines into one rack only. We can decide our own placements. Otherwise what happened is AWS will create one machine here, one machine there. So it's like it will create as per his convenience, like here, like 2 machines here, like that. So I don't want that part, I want this type of setup. So this is like a placement group. That's it. Elastic Network Interface is nothing but it's like a network device which has been attached by each and every instances just to control your network. Just like each and every laptop and everything is having this network device available, which will help us to pass the network into our machines. Or like it's like in a physical machine also we have ENI like this. I want AWS documentation. Yes, this one. See, Elastic Network Interface is a logical network component in a VPC that represent a virtual network card. It can include the following attributes like a primary private IP address, one or more secondary private IP address, like Elastic IP address, public IP address, IPv6 address, security group, MAC address, source and destination check, and description, all those stuff. It will store inside this ENI. So if you go and see the AWS console here, I have not logged in yet. Yes, 1 second. Just go to the EC2 and quickly create one machine, any of the machine. Okay. So see, somewhere here only you will see the ENI, sorry. That's like a physical card which has been attached to your machine. Under networking, maybe it will be there. See this one, network interface, which will hold all those stuff. See, right? IP address and private IP address, all those stuffs. Understood? Now next is EC2 Nitro, that you need to go. Athena, you need to understand. Just read by yourself. If you have still some doubt, just ping me. I'll connect you to explain you, because these are not that much important topic. Now FSX is nothing but like a EFS. We have heard about a EFS. At that time only I explained you, like EFS is for the Linux file sharing system and FSX is the Windows file sharing system. That's it, nothing more than that. Okay. Redshift is like a big data thing where you will use a lot many data and you store like a tons of data for processing. Okay. And the next is like CloudTrail, we already discussed. CloudWatch and differences already discussed. AWS config is nothing but like STS is like a token service. Single sign-on is, yes, this is important. Single sign-on is nothing but it's like a service. Like, see, if you remember, anytime whenever we go and register over any of the website or something, it will prompt you either you want to log in with your Google or the Facebook or any other account. So that is known as single sign-on, which will help you to create that type of single sign-on option. Right, everywhere you will automatically prompt that single sign-on option. Have you heard about the single sign-on option earlier?
Yes.
Yes, so that's the same thing is here only. Nothing extra fancy thing it is providing. Centrally manage a workforce to access a multiple AWS account and application. That's it, with the help of one ID, single ID. Successor to AWS single sign-on. Okay. Okay. Now next is shield. No, AWS WAF. This is important. You will get question on this also. AWS WAF, web application firewall. Now what happened here is, see, we discussed many networking stuff and all those stuff, right? So this is my VPC we have, and we also have a route 53 over and above, right? We purchase a domain and that domain is available publicly. Then it will hit the route 53, then it will go to the load balancer, and then only it will get inside my infrastructure, right? Like this, I have this infrastructure, and this is like a route 53 part. Here is the route 53, which will help to resolve the domain root 53. Okay, this is my load balancer. Now this is the user who is trying to access my website using any of the browser or the mobile device. The WAF, the web application firewall, is like some apply to control our web applications, web network. Like here, it's like kind of extra security which we can apply over and above to control the traffic. I don't want some of the IP address should get inside, so we can apply that WAF layer. Protect a web application from your common exploits. Okay, so save a time and manage rules, so you can spend more time in building. Like what it is saying, what we do to block any of the IP addresses, we need to block that IP address in the NACL level. We need to create a multiple rules, all the stuff. But in the WAF, you can directly apply lot many things, and it will help you to complete. See, web firewall is outside, like it will protect your network. It's a firewall, that's it. And then your application will come. Okay. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe my channel.